Welcome back. This is Power Tripping with Cody Style. Cody with the K.
And Zach with a C.
All right, today we are in discussion. We are having a very, very proper, broader discussion with the one and only Maldashan Pereira, who is actually, he's here talking to us, all right, giving us all the insights we need to know about Eco Tablets, all right. We've been talking about Eco Tablets for each and every single one of you. Over the past week, we've gathered a lot of information. We've conveyed every single detailed messages that you need to know. Now, here's something. We got a question that we thought would be very, very relevant to ask right now. Now, we are very convinced the fact that Eco Tablets will do its job. We're very convinced it would not just, take care of the vehicles, but again, it will also take care of the surrounding, since it's a sustainable concept which has been brought by. But the real question is what I think a lot of listeners also might have in their mind right now. What are the standards that Eco Tablets has so that I wouldn't have to worry? I can close my eyes and put the Eco Tablets into my vehicle. What trust does Eco Tablets have? What are the standards that it's been set by Eco Tablets? So not just me, all right, in case someone out there, what's the message that would go to all the vehicles that's waiting to use Eco Tablets? What are the standards that Eco Tablets has? Is it being recognized by a body which is in the world right now, which has set certain standards? Do we have anything like that from Eco Tablet?
Yes, Cody. For a scientific product is standardizing is really important, right?
Right.
So, you have to monitor the standards and you have to monitor the levels of understanding. So it might get wrong, it might go wrong. There's lots of catastrophic even happen to get there. So this basically has the world's leading fuel standard. So when we get, that is ASTM, right? It's American Society for Testing and Materials. So whatever the fuel, that those 4-letter words, FUEL, comes into our mind within any part of the world. You take Japan, USA, Nicaragua, Panama, Sri Lanka, Russia, you name a country under United Nations frames of it. The regulators are the ASTM. The fuel, when it comes to the name fuel, the regulators is always the ASTM, the American Society for Testing Material. To mind you, Zach and Cody, our distributors, our fuel distributors, the one is Petco, another one is IOC, right? And they are also compelled to these standards as well. If you just go to their website and their standard should be the ASTM. Their standard is ASTM. It's always there on the website, and the fuel storing, fuel distributing, fuel upgrading. Those standards are compelled to the ASTM standard. That's the world's leading fuel regulator standard. If you get space fuel and aviation fuel, the marine fuel, and general purpose diesel, petrol, and kerosene, and everything, whatever comes out to our mind as saying in fuel, so ASTM is a regulator. So we are really compelled to answer them in something goes wrong. Really, just coming to the island story again, we are an island nation.
But it's nice to have like that one particular, because I never knew about this, ASTM standard. Right. We did not know, because I don't think a lot of people outside do, because we have the perception saying every single product that's there's a standard. But we do not know what is the standard, who are setting these standards, who are the ones who actually monitor these standards, and who is the one who's giving that certification for you to, go provide those products, or, for you to go all out and sell those products. But now knowing the fact that Eco Tablets has coming up standards, this is being set and it's meeting all the standards that's set by American Society for Testing and Materials. I think this is like the biggest win. If anyone's thinking about what's the certification, what's going on, what every single thing is happening, I think this is what we need right now.
And second one little thing, and this standardizing, if you just get into the real history of it, UN started, United Nations, the world's largest leading governing body. United Nations started in 1946 after Second World War, right? ASTM started in 1903. It's in Philadelphia, and it consists of the world's leading scientists and professors and so-called committee of experts and everything. And you get IAEA, right? The International Atomic Energy Agency, and the UN Committee of Expertise, and all the technical bodies are under ASTM. So they are the regulators for the regulators.
Understood.
Amazing, isn't it? Like, I'm 100% convinced, bro, to use this particular product 100%.
It's very enlightening to know all the standards that's been set and that's been met by Eco Tablets.
Exactly. And you know what? I've actually got a nice little question for you as well. I'm a diesel user. Like, my vehicle is actually a diesel. So you know that the sulfur content that has actually happened in the last shipment.
Everybody knew.
Exactly, I know. Like, everyone right now is knowing about it. So can you actually commentate on that as well?
Yeah, Cody, the sulfur content, that sulfur is the worst case to be happening consistent with diesel and as a matter of fact the lead in petrol as well.
Yes.
So if you get the sulfur, you get sulfur in crude oil. That's natural, right? It's just a combustible gas. So when you get the crude oil, you have sulfur and you have other tons of chemicals as well. And when the refinery, they refine the sulfur content into the minimal stage while adding some enhancers and chemical other relevant boosters.
Yes.
So, the sulfur content crude oil is low price. So basically the price matters over here, right? So eventually, so that has came to Sri Lanka and it was there. And this statement, I'm just doing it with all responsibility of I'm saying, I'm declaring it from the international standards, right? This sulfur content test, the ECO tablet, that ECO tablet has passed the sulfur content test. So that was tested and proven over ASTM visionaries and everything. So if we just get the petrol, the gasoline itself, the worst thing to have inside is that, so it's a lead. So the lead, all these testimonies are made to protect the environment, right? So back in 1960s, the mid 1960s, the summit, the world UN came upon and said there's harmful gases, harmful toxic chemicals should not be there in the fuel, right? So engine manufacturers, vehicle manufacturers should be adapt to the standard of reducing these emissions. So these are the harmful to be having in diesel and having in petrol.
Exactly.
So they came up with the conventions and all the rules and regulation. They pass it to our undercovering nations. So these petrol, diesel making bodies should not be having all these harmful chemicals. So that means they have to have a bit of value addition to remove that, right?
Exactly.
So there's a cost involved, of course. Yes, there's a cost involved making this. So the government has all the burden to do it. That's why they are there for, right? For the welfare of it. So what happened, with the sulfur fuel? The sulfur destroys the world, destroys our engine, destroys the environment, right? The last time that we heard about sulfur is in a science lesson at grade 11, right?
Very poisonous.
Surgery, man.
Very poisonous. It's really hard to breathe. It's very toxic. It's really, it's like hell.
Yes. Agreed.
Yes.
So imagine a hell in diesel, hell in petrol. So it will be the hell of the hell, right? So they're coming into the real Nobel story of it. So ECO tablet, the compound is like the organic hydrocarbon, so it doesn't have any expiry date within to that if we just get a one little compound of a hydrocarbon, right? So this, with the help of all the additives and boosters which nanofiles in that, reduce the reduction of the capability of the sulfur capacity in diesel.
Right.
So sulfur in diesel reduced by ECO tablet, and this was tested and proven over STMs, and so as the lead in petrol as well. So if you just imagine you put a sulfur content diesel into your fuel tank, this corrode your tank and everything.
Yes.
You make sulfur dioxide there and sulfuric acid there, and in the combustion you get sulfur dioxide and it goes to the environment. The best part is the children, they are our future, right? So everybody loves children, but sulfur doesn't love children. So
such a nice way of putting all of these words, man, honestly.
Their lungs, they are not tortured enough to bear all these environment emissions. The sulfur hurts child, man. It goes to the lung and it deposits, and by the meantime when they grow big, they ended up in cancers, the lung cancer. So that's the severity of the sulfur. So as the lead in the content. So that's why the UN has always remove these harmful content, the deposits from these diesel and petrol.
Right.
So that's why they are coming up with an audience. So this hasn't have to be there. So ECO tablet with a fuel booster with the help of nanotechnology decrease all of these, and for that we have certifications, and that was tested and proven and everything. The shipment that was brought is that we didn't say that there's the sulfur in the crude oil. The people from the refinery said that. Their staff, their staff, the responsible staff, the union leaders came upon and said that this is contaminated, right? So these things goes to your vehicle engine, and your engines definitely will be slow poisons. And they came up with this idea. They were on the mass media and they said under the real text. So even if that's so, you don't want to worry about it. You have the answer and you have the solution and you have the technology in your hand. Just a matter of putting these bad boys into the tank and close and ride it.
Amazing, man. Like, honestly, just crazy. Like, I'm genuinely mind blown, though, to be honest.
Very, very mind blown. There we go. We're talking a lot of things about eco tablets, how exactly they're helping you and your vehicles run smooth. And well, eco tablets, the world's first fuel booster with nanotechnology, brought to you by Synergy Industries. We're getting in depth of every single thing we need to know before you. I mean, you're already convinced. We can clearly get that vibe out of from each and every
100%.
single one.
100%.
We'll come back later. We'll talk more and more. But in case if you got inquiries, if you want to get to know more and more right away, all you need to do is call them up right now on their hotline on 077 929 0222. This is Power Trippin'. I'm Cody Style, Cody with the K.
I'm Zach with a C.
We're keeping you company to the clock strikes 8 on 914.
Eco Tablets increases fuel efficiency to levels certified by ASTM as meeting the expectations of vehicle manufacturers. Eco Tablets, the world's #1 premium fuel producer.
Welcome back. This is Power Tripping. We are in conversation with Mr. Hashan Pereira, who is a representative from Eco Tablets. Well, he's also not just a representative, but then again, an international project analyzer who's been talking to us, giving us all kinds of insights. All right. He's been telling us why we need to use Eco Tablets.
Exactly.
He told us what eco tablets are.
Exactly.
He told us, what eco tablets does to the outside world. If it's toxic, if it's not toxic. He gave you a rundown about every single thing. Plus, he also told about the technology that's been used by eco tablets.
Yes.
And the most important one, which I really liked, and I felt like a lot of people also were interested to listen and hear about it, were the standards.
The standards.
The eco tablet has. All right, that one body, the entire world, believes in the fact that nothing else comes out except for good things.
Exactly.
All right, so we got to know every single thing. All those little things is making us convinced to get eco tablet as much as we can, and so that our vehicle would be very, very useful. Now, the most important question, I think, as responsible citizens of not just the country, but again as a human being, is the fact that what is it? The CSR project, the CSR angle that the Eco Tablets always looks into, the point of view of Eco Tablets to the world and maybe to the society. What exactly you all want to depict and what you all always want to do for the society back again?
Yeah, definitely, Cody. We think 5 years back from this date, 2022, October 20th, and you just take 5 years back.
Yes.
Have you really loved to go to a person who's wearing a mask?
I mean,
a mask.
A face mask. A face mask.
As a Sri Lankan, no.
As a Sri Lankan,
going back 5 years, I would be happy to go back 5 years. Come on, 5 years.
Oh yeah, true though. Like everything.
Definitely, we think that he's sick and he has contagious diseases.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, we really love to keep arm's length or the foot length. Of
yes,
him, right?
yes.
So, now we just don't go for the people who are not wearing the mask, right? Thinking that you'll get the COVID out from these people, right?
Yeah.
So thinking that in 5 years, 10 years after today, so people will be on oxygen masks because the smog levels are rising.
Yes.
The global warming and the country warmings are rising. We are in the index, the red zone of the pollution index in Sri Lanka, especially the two cities in Colombo and Kandy. Those are like Beijing, Shanghai, and Karachi and New Delhi, and you get the smog mesh upon it. The people think that's cloud. It's not the cloud.
Not.
Right.
Yes,
it's a smog, right? It comes with acid rains and everything, and the UV light. It is ozone layer. Once you get the ozone layer get damaged, so that's the end of mankind. So that's Armageddon, right? So you don't want to go there, and we are slowly getting there eventually with the help of these emissions and everything. So we the team Eco Tablet Sri Lanka think of a PSR. So everybody knows what is CSR.
Yes.
And we thought of a PSR. So one single person who's driving an internal combustion engine mounted vehicle. So it could be a bike, it could be a car, it could be your legendary high-end vehicle, and it could be a power generator. So we just think of a concept, a PSR, and we just come up with an idea, and if you just put one into that fuel tank, so it enhances the engine combustion levels and it reduces the emissions, so environment gets saved, right? So we just present that concept into the Central Environment Authority in Sri Lanka, and they are really well warmed upon it. So they were like, they were all overwhelmed. there's a separate division, emission control and the pollution division. So they controls and they regulates emission monitoring levels in Sri Lanka, especially from generators, from the industries, from the vehicles and everything. They are like saying that our duty is suppressing, our duty is basically enhancing from this application.
Right.
So
Very, very true.
so you don't want to go there and you do some basic CSRs and everything. You get some CSRs, right? We plant trees and we are there only to get a photograph and planting trees, and you just put some water and we have forgotten about it. And 5-6 days the tree collapse and even the fence collapse as well.
Very
So
true.
what we think to purify the environment, Zach and Cody, you should start from the basics, right? If you just get into the Maslow's hierarchy needs, once it's the top of the esteem need, to have that esteem, to have that Sri Lankan feeling, you need to breathe,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
You need to breathe, you need to have water, you need to have food. Out of even those two, the breathe is first, right? So you are purifying the environment while putting these and everything. So you are a responsible Sri Lankan, not a Sri Lankan. So you're
I like all the way he's saying it, man. I genuinely like it.
just a matter of wordings, just came to my mind, and so we can do that, right? So you can glorify the environment, right? So whatever to achieve, whatever the target that you have, whatever the things that you plan to do and everything, you need to have an environment.
Right.
You need to have a better living conditions. To have the better living conditions, you have this and our little the systems, the breathing system, the food system, the water systems for our great human existence. So we are just purifying and glorifying the environment over these applications, and which was tested and proven with the world's leading full standard regulation and the leading environmental control body in Sri Lanka as well. So
Very nice. Very nice.
Amazing, man. Like, I'm genuinely convinced. Like, no jokes, I'm genuinely convinced. And I know if I'm actually going to do this, it's going to help me, but at the same time, it's going to help the world as well.
What I really liked about Eco Tablets is the fact that it's not just something that's good for your vehicle. They're not telling you what they mention is the fact that it's good for you, it's good for your vehicle. All right, you can run your vehicle in the most smoothest way. You can literally maximize a lot of things. Your engine can achieve the full power it's meant to have.
Exactly.
Right? It's got every single thing. Plus, it's also giving back to the society and also giving back to the world in the most amazing way by all these sustainable concepts.
Amazing, bro. Like, I'm genuinely wordless right now.
Very wordless. Well, I'm telling you, like, a lot of people must have got every single thing. Like, we've been speaking about Eco Tablets for a very long time on the show, and with your help, Hashan Pera, with you, Madhushan Pera, with your help, we got to know a lot of things that Eco Tablets represents, a lot of things Eco Tablets is, which we did not know.
Exactly.
And this little interview we had with you, this little chat we had with you was very, very insightful, not just on the facts of Eco Tablets, but again, we got a broader mindset of what exactly is happening in the world and how exactly Eco Tablets is helping everyone out.
Exactly, man. Like, honestly, thank you, man. Honestly, thank you. Because, like, I know for a fact I'm actually going to be like a loyal customer of yours after this.
And one little small word over Fox FM.
Yes.
Thanks for you guys to spread the awareness of this and to try to get your environment glorified. And it's like your PSR is doing that. Even if you don't have a vehicle or you have a vehicle, you're still enriching the people with knowledge. So thank you very much, Fox FM and Zach and Cody.
Great, thank you.
Anytime, bro. Appreciate it, bro.
Thank you so much. We are talking about Eco Tablets today. We gave you a little, not actually a little, we gave you a little in depth of what exactly Eco Tablets is all about. A rundown: Eco Tablets, the world's first fuel booster with nanotechnology, brought to you by Synergy Industries. Eco Tablets increases the octane number in petrol and C10 in diesel, all in accordance with the standards of the American Society for Testing Materials. Well, the benefits of Eco Tablets, this is the best part, okay? This is the real best part. Well, the engine achieves full power, reduces emissions, cleans the fuel systems, cleans the sparking plugs. Not just that, it's the only nanotechnology driven tablet in Sri Lanka for your vehicles. Well, it's eco-friendly, it's got a very sustainable concept. Plus, remember, 1 in 4 vehicles in Sri Lanka uses Eco Tablets, and they've got free island-wide delivery. Call them up right now. Get all the inquiries that you're looking for and make sure you purchase the product so your vehicle can run very smoothly in the most effective way. 077 929 0222. This is Power Trippin'. I'm Cody Stein.
I'm Zach with us. Say.
Make sure you send across those haze and highs
To the numbers, of course, 7 011 914 914.
It's a Thursday. What do we do on Thursdays, Zach?
It's a Throwback Thursday.
There you go. Throwback Thursday on Power Tripping on this gorgeous Thursday on the frequency 914. Jay Sean.